Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast featuring your host Superfly. Got my boy Danny Daybars open on the other end hosting with me as well. What's good?
What's good, my dude? Happy to be alive. Day 1065 of lockdown. Change of venue for me. I'm currently in Providence, Rhode Island. Chilling with wifey's family, but was able to make sure we got the time set aside for this. So definitely happy to be back with the people this week.
Nice.
Tell me about you, bro. How did the cut? The cut's looking a little bit faded.
So,
it's not as fresh as last week.
I was just looking at it last night. I was low-key pissed. I had this line on the left side, and I tried to etch it in myself again, but I couldn't.
That's tough, bro. If you don't have the right machine, that's tough.
I had this little trimmer, and I was trying to get a visual of the side of my head, but I don't have a dual mirror setup going, so I did all right. I mean, it's still I still don't look like a bum compared to 90% of America, but
you look good.
Come next
week. It was just so fresh last week. It was just so fresh.
Well, I realized it because I know last week we talked about how when you get cuts, you're like, damn, if I was single, this would be a problem right now. But this week I didn't have that same energy for some reason. I think as soon as the cut was done, the next 2 days, I was feeling myself, and then as the week went on, I'm like, shit, I feel a little different. The novelty's wearing off.
Yeah, no wonder that's what I'm going through right now, bro, because I feel like I haven't got a cut in 2 weeks, bro, and I can easily say these last 2 weeks have been the worst 2 weeks for me of this whole lockdown. Because, bro, I've been in a fucking not bitchy mood, bro, but just moody, bro. If anyone at work pops off of me the wrong way, I'm fucking snapping back in Zoom meetings. I'm fucking cursing. I'm just bro, there's no more filter, bro. It's not nice and go lucky Danny. I'm bro, fuck you. This is why the fuck I did this. Bro, I am legit, my fuse is this short.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe, I would say 2 months ago, when this shit was going, I was yeah, I understand. People working from home, blah, blah, blah. I'm bro, this is what the fuck I'm doing. What the fuck? I am super on edge, bro. And I don't know. Maybe because I need a fucking haircut. But yeah, dude, I've been this last week and a half has been very fucking stressful for me at work. How about you?
That's really weird. I feel our work atmosphere is oddly in sync, because literally the past week and a half or whatever have been a nightmare for me. And I've been on edge too. People ask for simple shit, but at the wrong time, and I'll fucking internally flip out and kind of passive aggressively respond, or just not respond at all. And I'm fucking fed up, maybe with the fact that I can't do shit I want to do, or I'm just over the work or something. But literally Monday, for a solid 2 hours or something, I was contemplating quitting. I was yo, we gotta fucking get this podcast off the ground now, because I might be unemployed in 24 hours. I was so just fed up with life and work and everything. I'm and then Joe Rogan announces his fucking deal and shit. I'm I'm doing this all wrong. Whatever the universe has in store has to fucking put this shit into implementation right now.
Right now, dude, that's funny, dude. I haven't contemplated quitting just yet, but there's definitely been moments where I'm just this is this as of May, bro, is the first time where I'm counting down to the Friday. You know what I mean? Whereas normally I'm just all right, it's whatever today is, let's make the most of it. Let's have a great day. And this is the first time these last 2 weeks where I'm damn, it's only Tuesday. You know what I mean? I haven't been in that mindset at all this whole fucking lockdown. But yeah, recently I've been and then dude, it may just be that I'm with family now. So I know I could be doing other shit. You know what I mean? I have my girlfriend and her family in the room. I have when I'm with my aunt, I have my family in the other room. So maybe it's that, yo, I don't want to be doing this shit when I know I could be hanging out with them.
Yeah.
But bro, these past 2 weeks, bro, if anyone is I've been in Zoom meetings, and if anyone gives me lip, I either just shut down and don't say anything, or I just go off. I'm just bro, let's wrap this shit up so I don't get fired today. Because, yo, I'm not in the fucking mood.
For real. And I feel no one else, I mean, maybe they share the same feelings about everything going on, but, some people I know are just straight up overachieving. Fucking, they're 2 hours ahead, because a lot of the people I work with are Central Time and shit. They're hitting me up at 7 o'clock my time. I'm what the fuck are you doing? And I think it's all a lot of them have kids and shit, and like are just avoiding their actual responsibilities or their husband or whatever it is. But I'm not trying to fucking basically be your entertainment and be expected to respond. Like, it's just nonstop for some people, and I think that's driving me crazy. Like, they don't know how to shut off.
So people know, like, I don't really have a cutoff time for work, but I usually don't respond before 9 a.m. So dude, I had a couple like important emails, like I think yesterday, like, and it came at like 8:50, and I was like, bro, I responded to 9:01. Like, yo, you know, fucking.
Yeah, I'm petty like that too.
Like, yo, I don't start until 9:01, fam. Like, yo, don't be hitting me up before.
And the thing is, if you were to respond at 8:50, they'll get used to that shit. Before you know it, it's 8:45. Then they're hitting you up at 6:30 a.m. and it's like you can't train them to kind of get comfortable with that.
I know, bro. And then like it's funny, like we announced, like, dude, because I was doing the episode from New Jersey, New York, and like New York announced they're postponing their fucking lockdown for another month. What's the latest in LA though, as far as like any updates? As far as like, is it 3 months? Was that completely bullshit?
They keep flip flopping. I think right now they're hopeful that July 4th is when shit will basically open up. But I think it's more so like retail shops and stuff. I don't think it's like straight up everything. I think they're still gonna be gradual with it. Like, I wouldn't expect any like large venues like concerts and theaters and stuff to open up till probably like end of summer at the earliest.
Did you get an email from the Jack Harlow event? Like, when is that being pushed back to?
Yeah, so funny you asked, they emailed me I think earlier this week. They basically are saying, hey, we don't have a date, but the event host still wants to hold the event. So if you don't want to wait, get your money now. If not, just hold on to your tickets. So it sounds like Jack, assuming he's calling the shots or his manager or whatever, really wants this to still happen. So do I. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but I hope this shit is not like on a Monday at 2 p.m. or something a month from now. Like, it better be on the weekend, kind of like how I had anticipated it was going to be.
Had it set up, yeah.
I'm definitely going hard whenever it is. So
I officially got the email. So the reason why I asked that is because I got an email today from the weekend. The weekend posted today officially. Then we got the email after that. So I had tickets for the weekend, June, whatever, next month at some point on a Saturday or something. And that got officially pushed back to July 2021. So it's a year away, but he's officially having it. I think there's only one city that got canceled completely. So, I mean, at least I have a date, and like obviously the weekend's fire. So I definitely want to go see that concert. But it just sucks that it's a year from now when I was like so looking forward to it. Yeah. But the funny thing is, bro, so Florida is pretty much opening up completely this fucking weekend, like completely. So like we already made reservations for one of my boys' birthday parties on June 18th. Damn. I'm like, bro, we going out? We're gonna eat? Like, we're gonna figure this shit out. I'm literally gonna order like a dope mask, like a more fashionable mask. Because the mask I got right now is like some like, it's nice, like it does its job, but like it doesn't really go with like any outfit. So yeah, I'm gonna get like a nice mask. I'm like, bro, we're gonna get our fits right. Like, I'm gonna fuck. Like, yo, we're gonna celebrate your birthday hard, bro. Like, I'm over this shit. And this past weekend is probably another reason why I'm over like lockdown, because this past weekend it was my uncle. We were meant to be in Cancun, and then we threw my uncle his 40th birthday party, and we had like exactly like 12 people over in the house, and like that was cool to finally like be with people. And then like on Monday to go back to complete lockdown, I was like, bro, fuck this, bro. Like, I was just so over it, bro. And I really think the entire world, or at least America, I feel like it was a nice weekend everywhere, and everyone was over like the lockdown this weekend, bro. Because I saw like videos and pictures of like on Instagram of like everyone socializing and saying, yo, fuck this social distance. If we get this shit, we get this shit, bro. Like, let's keep it fucking moving, because bro, people are fucking over it, bro. Like, I was one of those people like, yo, let's chill. Let's not open this shit up too quickly. But now I'm like, bro, fuck it, bro. We get this shit, bro. Like, yeah. I'm over it.
For real. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone could agree that, like, we are all willing and anticipating this would maybe take a month or two. But, like, as soon as we hear, like, the fucking years basically canceled, we're like, fuck this shit. Like, we had all these plans. Like, I don't even know if I can do anything this whole fucking year. So I think people are just getting fed up, and I'm in the same boat. I'm like, if I catch this shit, like, whatever. Like at least I'll be in the club or something dying. But I'm so sick of being at home sometimes. Like I'm a homebody too, and I can't play fucking video games for 8 hours a day every single day, or just get hammered every day. Like it's getting old.
Bro, dude, I'm a homebody too, but like, yeah, I'm over it, bro. Like, I'm over it. And like, I still can't get comfortable like working from home, like at a desk. Like, I feel like I'm fucking like my back is completely fucked every day. I'm like, bro, like I just want to go back to my desk, or even not. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like so many little things are irking me right now. I'm just like, bro. First of all, I'm grateful for the podcast. Like, it's a platform just to get this shit out and like not have to deal with the same like mundane shit from Monday through Friday. Yeah. But yeah, bro, like, I physically felt myself this Saturday like, damn, bro, I really fucking miss having people around, bro. Like, dude, like that first shot together was phenomenal. You know what I mean? I was just like, it was just good energy. I'm like, bro, I need that shit more in my life. So, yeah, so if the next time I go out, it's not till June 19th, so be it. Oh, dude, but we're actually, so in Rhode Island, they only have it's still very sad. They only have 500 deaths reported off this shit. So, dude, the whole family tomorrow is going to a restaurant. Like, we have reservations. It's outdoor seating. My girlfriend's mom knows the owner, so they're gonna make sure we're not gonna get sick at all.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, yeah, let's go out. Fuck it, because I'm all about it, bro. So let's fucking do that shit. So
damn.
We're doing that tomorrow night. So knock on wood, I eat some fire pasta, and don't get this shit. But it is what it is.
Who would have thought doing some simple shit like that would make you look like a sheik on Instagram or something? Just doing regular shit, like making everyone jealous. The crazy thing is,
a local restaurant. I was like, damn, that nigga wildin'.
Yeah, I know. Like something as simple as that is huge on my priority list, and I don't even recall going to a restaurant being that fun. But like in hindsight, like just doing that alone can break the monotony in the week or whatever.
Facts, bro. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going back to New York / New Jersey for the weekend, for Memorial Day weekend. We're gonna have another family function on Saturday with like 10 to 15 people over. So yeah, dude, I'm all about it, bro. Because this whole like maybe Monday through Friday is one thing, but when the weekend comes, you're like, dude, what the fuck am I doing inside right now? Like that's the shit that fucking irks me, bro. You got any plans before we get to the episode? You got any plans for more day?
Oh, I forgot to mention, I don't know if I mentioned this on the last episode, but I actually did a staycation in Marina Del Rey, which is kind of near Venice Beach, obviously by the beach. And the crazy thing is we did go to the beach like around sunset, and it was just flooded with people. Like obviously the bars and stuff were closed, but it was dope because you could order a drink from the bar. They put it in a styrofoam cup. You could literally go to the beach, drink. Like it was as if literally nothing changed. No cops around, nothing. Like the vibe was on point. Like it was almost like it felt like a festival weekend or something. Like everyone was just.
Did you ever not feel safe?
No. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to feel. I guess like I'm in a dangerous environment unless I'm like actively touching other people. Like we were sitting on the sand and stuff, so I don't know like the specifics on how contagious something like contact with sand or whatever might be, but. It was in the open, like air's flowing freely. I was kind of making sure I was not rubbing shoulders with people and stuff. But generally speaking, I'm not afraid of the virus like at all anymore. I guess I don't know. I do hand sanitizer and shit still, but like again, I feel like it's one of those things I can't like completely avoid. I mean, I heard a lot of people who are staying home are catching this shit, so I feel like there's not a whole lot you can really do.
Did you have to wear a mask when you were walking around?
No one enforced it. I mean, maybe if cops were around, they would have told me to, but I didn't wear it because it was too hot, and the one I had was uncomfortable as fuck, and nobody else was wearing it. So in my mind, I'm like, unless some motherfucker's sneezing and shit near me, like I'll probably be good. And I had a Jameson margarita combo.
Nice.
So I figured if anything came into my system, it would get too faded to infect me.
Nice, dude. Oh, and also, just so you know, tell Sarah, I forgot to tag her in it. Bro, so from the book she sent me, The Fanciest Fuck Cocktails, we made the Long Island iced teas in the book for the birthday party. Bro, went over so well, bro. Like, nice. So that was like it was nice. Like have like I'm glad I got the book because like I'm trying to like maybe do like a cocktail every weekend. Because bro, some of those fucking cocktails. For those listening, it's the Vanderpump Rules people have a cocktail book called As a Cocktail as Fuck. And bro, yeah, they have some really trashy drinks and really classy drinks as well. I think the Long Island IT was on the trashy side, which is phenomenal. So I definitely made the weekend a little bit better for sure. So yeah, I'll see what I make this weekend.
Nice.
All right, man, let's get into it. To this episode 21 is called "It Was All a Stream." I think we've had a few episodes already about streaming. Obviously, in the modern world, streaming is such a controversial. There's no black and white of what is the correct numbers for somebody, what isn't. It seems sometimes that all the numbers count. I think the reason why we wanted to bring up this subject because there was multiple complaints or disagreements about what numbers should account, and it kind of coincides with the Gooba Tekashi 6ix9ine numbers from last week. So apparently he was under the assumption and then went on IG to fucking call out billboards and call out Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande for their song "Stuck on You" going number one, where he thought his numbers should have gone number one. And he was saying that he called Billboard, and apparently Billboard explained to him that whoever went number one apparently used 6 different credit cards to purchase songs the last minute, blah, 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 blah. So, again, super controversial because it's it really feels like what Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj, people in the past, have said. You can really manipulate those numbers if you want to, you know what I mean? So, what was your take on the whole, on that breakdown of Tekashi? And we'll get into Nav, and I think Kid Cudi has an example of that as well.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, I'm not really a fan of the Billboard being the ultimate measure of how hot a song is, because it seems like everyone's quote unquote cheating with all these bundle releases and shit like that to inflate the numbers. But I feel like everyone's trying to play that game. It's just if it doesn't work for them, then they get pissed off. Which is also the hypocritical aspect of it. And in terms of, it's similar to the Grammys, for instance. Everyone talks shit oh, don't pay attention, the awards don't matter and shit, but as soon as they don't win, then all of a sudden it's fucked up award ceremony, we gotta protest this and do all that, boycott it. So it's really, I think it's sore losers kind of pointing out the fact that they didn't win. Obviously, if people are using credit cards and doing shit like Bieber suggested, putting your phone on silent and playing songs and stuff, I think all that combined is fishy. And I feel like a lot of these artists are probably doing a lot of this shit behind the scenes. In terms of Tekashi, I didn't read Ariana's full response because that shit was 10 paragraphs and I didn't really give a fuck. But
dude, but they all responded, bro. Billboard responded to him. Scooter Bronson, Bieber's manager responded as well.
Too.
Bieber responded, bro. I was like, Jesus Christ. First of all, so my thing with that, there has to be some truth to it, right? I think some of the shit Tekashi was saying was true. For these four entities that fucking come back at him so aggressively, bro. Because if it was me, kind of to the point we were saying about Meek Mill last week, I'm bro, don't fucking respond. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's some kind of truth to Bieber and Grande, kind of manipulating the numbers as well.
Did they address Tekashi directly? I know Ariana
did, but bro. No, so Justin and Scooter did.
They tagged him, or they
Billboard fucking tagged him as well.
Damn. Okay, so normally I would say that it's kind of the elephant in the room, so they have no choice. But everyone knows Tekashi's known for trolling, so I guess it's a boy cried wolf sort of situation where you would think you should ignore him. So maybe it is true in the sense that
that's my thing. There has to be some manipulation of it. Maybe it's not the extent that he was implying, but I guess they were all. I feel like they all three had the same exact response. Minus Billboard, is that this was their strategy, that they don't release their numbers until Friday once they see how everything is going, and I guess they do a final marketing push just to get them over the hill. But not again, dude. It's so for that particular topic of Tekashi not going number one, dude. It just felt to your point, almost whining, bro. Because bro, you're the guy that is always talking about numbers and numbers don't lie, blah 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 blah. So now when the numbers don't fall in your favor, now you're fucking calling out other artists. Yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like that's the part where it rubbed me the wrong way. Like I don't agree with all these artists trying to fucking manipulate these numbers and make it do one thing or the other. But bro, you of all people can't be saying this shit when you're the one that all you do is go by the numbers the way they are when they benefit you, and now the one time it doesn't because you wanted to go number one out of jail, and you fucking I think he finished third or fourth, bro. Like get the fuck out of here. Come on, dude. Having a top 10 record 10 days out of prison is a fucking good look, bro. Like,
right. That's where I'm like, okay, don't complain. Like you're still doing good for yourself after all the bullshit. And I feel like all the artists are doing this to some degree. Like for instance, Post Malone, I think when he released Rockstar, his label or something, the hook in the beginning or some shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it counted. Or how artists will have fucking, like, we'll get to Nav soon, but like 100 songs on their album, and then I think that runs up the stream numbers for the album too. And like everyone's doing it, and I think it's not necessarily the fault of the artist because it's not like illegal. At least it doesn't seem like they're really doing anything illegal. They're just doing shit that rubs people the wrong way because it's not like authentic to actual demand. It's kind of like forcing people to like run up the numbers.
Dude, it's inflated as fuck. These are inflated as fucking numbers, bro. Like inflated in a time where people aren't buying albums. I get that, dude. But these number of sales, like, remember, we made a comment a few weeks ago. I'm like, damn, this dude sold 200,000 records. That sounds fucking crazy. And then when you see like where these fucking purchases are from, you're like, oh, that makes sense. You bought a T-shirt and that's an album. Like that's like what?
Right.
But yeah, at least for the Tekashi thing, I'm like, bro, like it really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, bro, like you should be over the moon. You're a top 5 album right now in the country, a top 5 song in the country, and you're mad that you're not number 1. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But then as far as the Nav thing, bro, so what we brought up talking offline is that apparently like so Nav is gonna finish number 1 either this week or next week on the Billboard for number 1 album in the country with Good Intentions. And apparently, because he did a collaboration with Virgil. Yeah. So apparently, if you bought this shirt, you got the code for the album as well, and that counted as an album purchase. So that's why I think like 67,000 came from that, and another 70,000 came from actual album sales. So that made him number 1 over Drake going into this week of the Billboard. So how does that make you feel, like these bundle packages? Because apparently Kid Cudi just did the same thing for his single, and that also made that single jump up on the chart. Because obviously in a world of Hypebeast, people rather fucking buy the album, buy fucking merch than actually give a fuck about the music.
I think from Nav's standpoint, it's a smart business move, but I think that's like the fundamental issue is it's almost not about the music anymore. It's about just like the hype and the dollar signs attached to it as opposed to the demand. Because I think I read or heard somewhere that like actual physical sales were like abysmal or something. Yeah. And it doesn't make any fucking sense if it's all because of, you get a pair of free Nikes or some shit that you always wanted with the bundle. Like, all that stuff is super misleading. From Nav's standpoint, I get it. Like, get your money. I'd probably do the same shit too. But whoever's the keeper of the numbers and the billboards and all those people, like, I think this is a stupid way to measure how successful an album is. I don't understand who co-signed this method of, treating these numbers authentic if there's all this extra shit behind it. And I think Kalani did something similar, but her clothing was like authentic to her. It wasn't like backed by Yeezy or some shit to make everyone want to buy it. It was just like her shit.
Brand or something?
Yeah, her brand, like just her name or something. I don't know what it was, but something only a true fan would actually want. So at least it's fans buying into it. Whereas with the EXO stuff and the Virgil and stuff, like I think people who are like, very casual Nav fans, or maybe not even really Nav fans at all, maybe more so Weeknd fans, are buying that shit. So I think it's like,
and the merch is fire, by the way. Like,
it looked dope. It looked dope as hell. But it's like if it wasn't that collaboration, I think it's fair to say it probably wouldn't have nearly the amount of success it had for him.
Dude, I agree with that 100%. I'm like a Nav fan, but like that just like, again, it just rubbed me the wrong way. Like it just doesn't feel authentic. But then, dude, I go back, if you go back to fucking like, I think it was like 2013 when Jay-Z dropped the Magna Carta album, but he had that partnership with Samsung.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you had a Samsung Galaxy, you got the album 4 days in advance, I think for free. And then that made the album like sell 1 million records in the first week. And I'm just like, but like it's just like there. Like, you didn't fucking like buy it. You just have it. Like, you just get it because you have a Samsung Galaxy. I'm like, bro, like how does that count? It's like, that's like, I guess this is like a new trick, but I guess it just seems so blatant now. Where I think when Jay-Z did it, it seemed like kind of genius. But I guess because it never happened again for a while, no one ever talked about it. But like, Jay-Z did the same thing fucking 7 years ago. But yeah, I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. And then I didn't fucking do more research. I should have, so shame on me. But like, dude, there has to be something that's happening with the numbers too, with this like bundle package, bro. Because like, people are dropping an album and then 6 weeks later dropping the deluxe version of the album. And I'm like, the fuck is going? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why not just drop all fucking 25 tracks if that's what you have for the album that day? Like, why are you waiting 2 or 6 weeks later? So there has to be another thing that they're seeing as a glitch in the system to inflate those original numbers by making it a deluxe version.
Yeah, I do remember hearing something about that as well. But for whatever reason, releasing that deluxe piece after the fact does help inflate the numbers, as does having, I think, more tracks than, keeping 5 or something on the list. So I think all that combined is just to run up the numbers. And I'm also gonna be really pissed off if they start like incorporating fucking number of Fortnite players logged into the release of this, and
the Travis Scott thing.
Yeah, and it's just like every little thing that like implies you might have the slightest interest in this song or artist just gets added to the fucking numbers, and it's ridiculous. Because I remember vividly getting into the car, asking my mom or whatever, can I have this album, like waiting in line, making sure I got it and shit. Whereas now it's like I can tune into an album just because I'm bored and kind of interested, and run up that person's numbers. So I think it's stupid to have this. I feel like they should have some sort of provide some sort of benefit or option or something for people to kind of tap into albums and stuff like earlier, so that they can like filter out the people that are just casual listeners of the algorithms, like automatically playing shit for them or whatever. So I can just be more accurate with it. I don't know what that would look like, but
I don't know the solution either, man. But I remember that, and I remember just being a kid, and good time my mom like, yo, there's a Sam Goody down the road, can we go walk in and get this album? Or fucking asking my dad to ship me an album when I was living in India. Like, bro, so much work used to go into getting music, and now it's just society. I get it, we're moving in a complete technology-based world, but yeah, bro, like, do you think that makes like older artists just fucking hate newer artists? Like, bro, you're like popping and you probably shouldn't be right now because like people just see your you know what I mean? Like, if I was an older artist from like the 90s, I'd be like, yo, fuck these new artists, bro, they don't do any work and go fucking platinum. It's like, bro, you know how much work I had to do to fucking go platinum? You know what I mean? Like, you know how good my music had to be for people to buy my shit, and you're just putting out like maybe 2 hot songs, and because it's in a fucking album of 36, like the shit just goes platinum. Like, I would fucking feel some kind of way if I was like an artist from back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're salty about it, but I feel like they probably feel like they have more longevity too, because like someone like Lil Pump, for instance, came up really easily. It's not like he was performing in dive bars for like 10 years of his life trying to make it, but at the same time, he might straight up disappear if he doesn't figure some shit out in the next like 2 years. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Longevity is probably more in the favor of the older artists. Yeah, but yeah, it just sucks that like you're not getting, because I feel like what labels are doing, bro. They're seeing these numbers, and then we're forced to get more and more of these artists who maybe aren't that good, and maybe those actual like quality artists are being pushed to the bottom because like their numbers aren't being as inflated as like some. Again, I can't knock these people for taking advantage of what the system is, right? Like that saying, like, don't hate the player, hate the game. But it's like, bro, like, come on. Like, and I go back to French Montana all the time. I'm like, bro, come on. We know your album didn't go gold in 1 second. Like, your album wasn't that good. You had one really good song with Drake, and that shit was amazing. And that's the reason why, for some reason, that one good song makes your entire album, because the system works, go number 1, bro. So that's even like, I know, Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like the features and shit, I think, are another whole element that it makes it somewhat unfair for some people. But
Yeah, dude, and I thoroughly. We'll get to this in a second. I thoroughly enjoyed the Future album, High Off Life. I think it's probably one of his better albums in the past like 4 or 5 years. But even that one went gold in half an hour because it had the Life Is Good fucking feature. You know what I mean? So like, it's just so funny when you have like one hit. Like, bro, your numbers are fucking through the roof within 25 seconds of the shit being released.
Mm-hmm. Or it's like the dude who contributed like 2 words to fucking God's Plan or something, and now his Wikipedia page says Grammy nominated fucking songwriter or some shit, just because he said a couple oohs and ahs in the middle of the song.
Dude, the guy who brought fucking pizza to fucking Kanye's room at 4 in the morning is getting a fucking writer's credit for like stopping by. Like,
probably.
Did you get a chance to listen to High Off Life?
I did, not like in its entirety. I kind of like had it playing in the background. My favorite song, I mean, we could save it for Heat of the Week, but that's my favorite song off the track. It was a pretty dope album. Nothing like, I think it was literally exactly what I was expecting from him.
Was it?
I was hoping for better, but I wasn't expecting better.
Okay, so this is my favorite album, I would say, in the last 2 that he's released, because like, you know, he's off drugs, but it still has that like trap like feel to it, that he's not just mumbling and it's nonsense. Like there was like very like cohesiveness to this one. I think maybe my Heat of the Week is also off it, but like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was like a better compared to his last 2 albums. This was a very better than those. And then, bro, like if you think like I've been to 2 Future concerts now, bro, his catalog is just so long. And dude, if he ever did one of these fucking garbage IG Live versus things, bro, he would mop the floor with whoever the fuck he went against, bro. Like I'm putting him up against anybody, bro, because this motherfucker has hits, bro. Like, because I have like the Essential Future playlist on Apple Music, bro. Most artists is like 10 to 12 songs. This motherfucker's just like 35, bro. Like, it's just like so.
No, he's got a lot, and yeah, they're all bangers. And I feel like he's finally reached that status where people are considering him like one of the founding fathers of like this era, like the new school rapper dudes.
Yeah, dude, I think he's a goat in that sphere, bro. Like even the song he has, and I finally heard an NBA YoungBoy song now because of him. He has a song called Trillionaire with him, and bro, the way they go back and forth with, like, first of all, like, how are you going back and forth during like lockdown? Like, is he there next to you? Like, how is this happening?
Right.
But, like, it just sounded fucking so well composed and put together. So like, there's so much like people like kind of are dismissive of him because it is like trap music, but like, bro, there's some like very eloquent, sophisticated shit he's doing with his voice and the beat to like make these things go to a different level. So yeah, I thought like kudos to him for putting out a solid piece of work.
Yep, shout out to Future.
All right, bro. So I know there's some theories and stuff you wanted to jump into, man. So let's you're more of an expert on the newer school of artists, and I'll chime in for what I know about it. For
sure. Yeah. So I guess this will be my theory drop of the day, but shout out to Hello Yasin. He was actually the YouTuber that I've been following him for a couple years. He posts really like introspective, deep and detailed YouTube videos about hip hop and hip hop artists. So this video popped up, said the dark side of Leroy, and with a lot of these video titles and stuff, you can never tell like how clickbaity they are and like what they're actually gonna reveal. Like, oh, he smoked weed when he was 8 or some shit. But
isn't he like 16 right now?
I think so.
Okay, so he's mad young right now.
Yeah, he's mad young. I've always been curious about these young artists because like his content is very mature. And I'm like, there's no way like, someone who's like 13 or whatever has had that much experience to like very confidently and skillfully, do music and execute it like this perfectly, especially some random kid in Australia. So I know Hello Yasin was gonna shed some light on something. Yeah. And so I watched the video. It's pretty lengthy, but it has a very like, I don't know, like research project school vibe to it.
Oh yeah, dude, it's like a PowerPoint.
To it. Yeah. PowerPoint presentation on YouTube and shit. But very well thought out. And essentially, to break it down, the gist of it is that Leroy essentially lied about his come up or exaggerated certain aspects, claiming he was broke and his mom was like pivotal in getting his career off the ground and stuff, and like no one else was really part of the picture, at least in the early stages. But come to find out, this DJ in Australia, I think his name is Marcus Jr., or he goes by Marcus Jr. Apparently Leroy had reached out to him or someone in his camp or affiliated to put him on in his early days. Apparently this dude made beats for him, hosted parties with his own money and all kinds of stuff. And then eventually label people got involved, and his mom or Leroy himself kind of pushed him to the side, kicked him out of the picture. And also allegedly his dad's well connected in the industry, has technical credits with like Joe Budden, Pump It Up, and Nelly Hot in Here, and all kinds of shit. So it seems like this this diamond in the rough story of coming up with nobody else to help him out and stuff is super exaggerated. And also his day one homie who like kind of showed him the ropes and everything has been kind of pushed to the side, which is obviously fucked up. I mean, business is business, but at the same time it kind of reveals your true character if this is what actually went down. So I thought it was interesting that he put all this together and was able to find all this information. I don't think anyone from Leroy and his family and stuff, I don't think have responded to it, but his, I want to say, current DJ or manager did directly respond to this YouTuber, saying, threatening to have it taken down, and maybe legal action would be taken and all kinds of stuff.
I think so. They take down one video, right?
Yeah. I mean, they claim, because I remember the video did play. So Leroy had remixed "Used to Us" by Future and Drake. I know the beat played, and I'm not too sure with how the algorithm works, but I believe that's why they claimed it. Like the beat obviously triggered something, but maybe that was like a cover up for why they took down the video. So it's all pretty crazy that this all went down.
So then how did it, so in your perspective though, so as someone who enjoys the culture, and obviously we have this platform to discuss it, do you care, one, and then does that change your perspective on like a 16-year-old rapper right now?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think similar to our last episode, like with Tekashi, I'm able to separate the artist from the music depending on like how severe this person's actions conflicts with my own personal values and shit. Like I know business is business, and I don't really 100% know what went down because I don't know any of these motherfuckers, but right. So for me, I'm gonna continue to listen to Kid Leroy's music. I think it's dope. Like I like it. It's not my family or anything that was personally affected. And if it came down to it, would I want to do business with him or something? Sure. I mean, I'd be super cautious, but at the same time, like when it comes to streaming a random ass song from somebody I don't know, like I'm not going to think that deep about it. But if anything, I think it goes to show that a lot of these rappers are exaggerating their come up story, and that they should be more authentic, because at the end of the day, I don't even really think he's writing his shit or anything. So it's like, what difference does it make if you were broke and fucking living in a abandoned warehouse or whatever he claimed to have been doing? Like, just be yourself, make good music. I really don't think anyone gives a fuck, and Tekashi's like pure proof of that.
Yeah, dude, and like I would just say I agree with that completely. So there's a couple examples of this happening before though, right? So if you look at, dude, there was in the early 2000s when Jay-Z was getting rid of Damon Dash and like all of Rockefeller, right? Like, all right, dude, Jay-Z still goes fucking quadruple platinum every album. Like, no one gives a fuck, right? Like, he's just a businessman. If he felt like doing business with certain people wasn't to his advantage, you're out the fucking picture. So, like, for me, like, all right, you fucking did someone dirty because you wanted to like progress your career. I mean, again, like I wouldn't do it, but like I'm not gonna get mad at you if you're now on fucking a certain platform that you felt you couldn't get to with someone else like with you. So I'm not mad at him. Like, like you, I'll maybe be precautious if I were to do business with him, but I mean that's just the cost of doing business, bro. Like I thought the guy, what's the guys who did the YouTube thing on him?
Hello Yassine.
Dude, that was very well done. Very like intricate. Again, I felt like a PowerPoint presentation in college. Like, the way like information was coming at you. But bro, like, it's almost like, dude, I personally don't care. Like, you can't be believing what a fucking 13-year-old, 14-year-old is saying. Like,
Yeah.
if that's like, if you think what that person is saying is gospel, dude, like, you have an issue to worry about, bro. I don't think we should be so concerned about what his background story is. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, like, you have the issue, because like, bro, like, so for example, like, I don't even, when I was listening to him, and you've sent me like a couple of songs that both have been fucking very, very well done. Like, I'm not like, oh, but dude, where did this 14-year-old get this production quality? I'm like, yo, this is fire, bro. Like, that's all I'm worried about, and I'm happy to hear it. Obviously, with Jaden Smith, like another 16-year-old at the time that I was listening to, obviously, I know his family's a fucking gazillionaires, so he can afford certain shit. But, bro, like, I'm not thinking, yo, did he write this? Did he not write this? I'm like, bro, this is good. I'm listening to it. End of fucking story, right? Like, if he's a good dude, if he lied about being broke and he was actually rich the whole time, like, bro, how does that change my life? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's just, yeah, I want to listen to good music. This is good. Let's keep it fucking moving, bro. So that's like, that's my only perspective with that. Like, it was a very well done, like, breakdown of what this child's background is. But at the end of the day, bro, you're doing investigation reporting on a fucking, at the time, 12-year-old who's now 16, and you're holding shit against him. Like, dude, who gives a fuck, bro? Like, that was my perspective on it.
And I think that's another point is the age. Like, I'm not gonna hold someone accountable for making, quote unquote, the wrong business decision at 12 years old or whatever he was. Obviously, the parents. It sounds like the mom was pivotal in this. Like, as any mom of like a up and coming child star would, they have a tendency to be like greedy and think about the bigger picture, like, as opposed to being worried about who the day ones you're fucking with and shit are. So yeah, I'm not gonna really sit here and like try to demonize him for some decision he made in 5th grade or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, dude, I think he was on the, like, I think one of the clips in the piece that you sent me was that he was also a no jumper and being very dismissive of like some dude who helped him out. But bro, like, think about it, dude. When you're a kid that age, you lie, bro. Like, you lie about certain shit. So like, I'm not gonna hold that against him because like he felt like, oh, if I say too much, like, I'll lose street cred or whatever, or the trolls will get me online. Like, bro, like, you're that young, you're gonna be influenced by a lot of things, man. So if he was a 35-year-old man maybe doing this, maybe I'll treat it a little bit differently. But bro, at the end of the day, like, it's a fucking child, bro. Like, it's like, I mean, like, he probably has no say in any of this shit.
Yeah, I would say, like, so if he's saying that himself at this point, I think it might be a little foul. But like, again, I don't know behind the scenes, like, what if like his management and everything's like, yo, you better not say a fucking word about any of this, otherwise we're gonna fucking clap all the deals that we gave you and just throw it away.
Dude, but that might be it. That might just be it. Like, he's like, bro, like, we need your like persona to be this broke Aussie kid who can write great raps and did it by himself. And, like, that's who you are, and no one helped you out. Like, that might be like what his label is telling him to do. I think he signed to Columbia Records, right?
Either that or I think it might be Atlantic.
Okay, so I think he's signed by a major label though, right? Yeah, so definitely. They may want to be protecting that persona, man. Dude, I think about, it's like when Bow Wow was 13 or 14 rapping. Like, bro, we knew that he wasn't writing that shit. Like, no one was fucking like getting mad at him. Like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, I feel bad for this one guy. Like, if this guy Marcus really fucking helped this kid like be put on, do I feel bad for him? That's like a different question. Like, yes, like, yo, I feel bad for him. But bro, like, people get fucking cut out of business deals every fucking day in corporate America, bro. Like, it's just like the cost of doing business sometimes. Like, that's true. Sometimes you may be the person who pushes a person up to like another pedestal, but if you have no actual skill or something in the process, like, there's no reason for the label to bring you along for the ride besides saying, hey, thanks for all the hard work you've done. We'll take it from here, bro.
Yeah. That's a harsh reality too that we have to bring up. And I'd be curious to hear what the dude Marcus Jr. has to say about everything. I think he's done a couple Instagram lives here and there, but I haven't really heard detailed information about what happened other than like, I did this for you sort of thing. Kind of like the story of like the dude who pitches, I don't know, fucking Zuckerberg. I think the two dudes like pitched some idea and Zuckerberg took it and fucking made Facebook what it is. And it's like,
right.
you know, it sucks, but at the same time, like, you should have taken precaution and like solidified something legally. I don't know. Like, I just feel like if you're sitting on a gold mine, you should probably, you know, do your due diligence to make sure you don't get fucked. And again, I don't have the intricate details of like how specifically everything went down and what they told him, but to your point, like, business is dirty. Like, this music shit isn't really, you know, just art and fucking being real. It's like there's so much shit behind the scenes and people just get fucked over every day.
I feel like the music industry is the most cutthroat of all industries, bro, because like, there's so many fucking, the supply and demand is completely out of fucking whack, bro. So like, if you're trying to like be one of those artists who gets through, like, dude, this cutthroat shit has to be happening every fucking day, bro. It's like, if I'm gonna get my time to shine and I have to cut off like 2 or 3 people from my circle, then bro, that's just sometimes what it is.
And we see it all the time with like boy bands and shit. You know, the Beyonce, 100%. The group always dipping. The management's like, yo, you're fucking carrying this whole group. We can make you a star. Like, we don't need fucking Lance Bass and shit, you know, taking space on the stage. Like, we could take this to a whole nother level, and
100%,
shit
bro,
just happens.
That's a great fucking point, bro. Like, what if Beyonce just became a Destiny Child for the rest of her life, bro? She wouldn't be what the fuck she is now. So like, again, it sucks, bro. Like, for sure. Like, if I'm this kid Marcus, I'm fucking tight, bro. And like, he's probably just gonna be that guy for the rest of his life. Like, yo, back in the day, I helped this guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be his story. But dude, it just is what it is, bro. Then you hope, like, obviously this guy is talented enough to like make it on his own and not need some fucking like to be a part of someone else's thing. Like, just do your own thing. So but that story though, maybe even like share the link and like when we post this next week. Like, that was a very well done interview though. So shout out to, what's the guy's name? Yasmin.
Hello, Yasin.
And then
I'll post the link to his video in the description, so he knows we're not like clout chasing and shit.
No, that was just giving the dude props for doing a very well done piece. But again, I think the overall theme, I think that we're trying to get at is like, yo, shit like this probably happens like every single day in the industry, and like, if you're a fucking 13-year-old kid at the time, I'm not gonna hold this shit against you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And then, dude, I want to get into something real quick before we dip and talk about Heat of the Week, bro. So, how do you feel? So now we're 2 weeks removed, almost, from Tekashi's like coming back party, and bro, I know we asked if this shit's sustainable, bro. The way that he was bitching about the streaming numbers, and like, you can see he was mad, right? Like, we were saying that like he was making fun of other people being mad at him. Like, yo, you could tell that he was mad.
Yeah.
Like, bro, did that rub me the wrong way? I'm like, bro, really? It's like, how do you, like, if I were to ask again, like, bro, do you think this is sustainable? Would you say yes still, or you're like on the fence now?
That's funny that you brought that up too, because that was the first time where I was getting annoyed with him. I'm like, you're supposed to be the guy that doesn't give a fuck, and you're giving way too much of a fuck. And I'm just like, you're doing fine. Like, just continue doing these funny ass jokes about snitching or whatever it is you want to joke about. But like, once you start, you know, just literally getting involved in like the politics and everything with the numbers, like, especially when you're already, wasn't he listed like top 5 or some shit still? Like,
I'm pretty sure it's top 5. Right? It may have been like number 4 actually, but top 5 in the top 10, like, that's still fucking impressive. It's
almost like when someone, you know, when a bully or whatever makes fun of you and you make fun of yourself and everyone's laughing because, you know, they know you're not bothered. But like, the minute you know they're actually even a little bit bothered, it kind of takes away from the fun in it. And if once he starts showing that the snitching stuff and numbers and stuff are getting to him, it's gonna be really hard for me to like find it funny anymore.
Right, because I think like none of him like complaining about the numbers was funny, bro. Like, it wasn't like, it just came across as someone like really pissed off and like annoyed and feeling like cheated by like the system. And I'm like, bro, like, I understand your shock value, but bro, if you actually think 50 million people watched your shit, you were out of your fucking mind, bro. Like, your team was also manipulating the fuck out of those numbers.
Right.
So like, bro, like, let's not fucking, you know, like, calling the kettle black or whatever the fuck that saying is, bro. Like, you were doing the same shit, they just did it better, bro. So like, that shit just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, that's where I feel like this dude is just too much of like shock value. Again, I think he has a better management team around him, so I think he'll be he'll be around in a year. But bro, if he doesn't start fucking dropping quality music, like songs every other month or every other week, bro, like this shit's gonna die out real soon because you can already see it's getting to him. And bro, he's still fucking, he's 25, 26, like, he's still a kid. He's fucking in lockdown, regardless of what the world's happening. Like, he was gonna be in lockdown regardless, right, at home. So like, he's probably on edge as it is every second of the day. You'll probably start seeing the real Tekashi come out. If he's not able to, like, if his next single doesn't go in the top 25, he might start losing his fucking, like, we'll start seeing the real Tekashi. If more shit like this doesn't start going his way, bro. Because I think he thoroughly believed he was gonna be number one, and to fucking finish 3 places below that, he already kind of started deviating from the plan. Dude, it might be even more entertaining to see him fucking spiral out of control, but it kind of makes me fall back to that, like, what you're trying to do right now isn't going to be sustainable, because your only plan right now is keep winning. And bro, everybody can't win every time. Like, you're going to get an L here or there. For sure. What's going to happen, bro? Like, you're just going to fucking start bitching about the whole system. Like, that's not going to help you.
Yeah. And we'll see Friday, because he's releasing another video same time. But I'm willing to bet, you remember last Friday, or was it 2 Fridays ago, when right at noon or 3 p.m. Eastern time, he claimed his live like crashed or something, and he couldn't get on till 12:30. I'm pretty sure he did that because he knew people like me and you or whatever would look at the music video in anticipation of him getting on live, because everyone was surprised that he even dropped a music video. So they're like, fuck it, well, he's not on live, but I'm gonna go check out the video and see what he's like now.
Which is genius.
Yeah, it's genius, but I think, to your point, it's fucking stupid that he's complaining about the numbers, knowing deep down he probably pulled some shit like this.
100%, bro. Yeah, that's my thing, bro. I was like, because I went into last week like, all right, dude, like, you're fucking clowning everybody. It's fucking hysterical. You're getting under the skin of, like, really fucking famous, like, hip hop heads. Dude, keep that momentum going. But to come out fucking, oh man, my numbers, this is bullshit. They're buying, with the credit cards. I'm like, bro, what? Bro, like, this is the research you're doing? Like, you're worried about fucking Ariana Grande, motherfucker? Like, that's your fucking...
Right? Yeah, it's not even like it's Meek or something. Like, someone who he was clowning and then, like, somehow came up on him. Like, some pop star, and you're complaining about this shit?
I was like, bro, come on, bro. Like, this is not like, we know you're not a gangster, but bro, don't be a bitch, bro. Like, don't be like this. Like, this is what you're coming across right now. So that was just funny to me, because, like, how, like, this industry is fucking ruthless, bro. Like, within a week, you could fucking just change your whole perspective on someone. And again, I really think, like, if he doesn't get some more wins soon, bro, this motherfucker's gonna spiral out of fucking control, bro. Like, because he's probably already like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, I ain't going back to jail, so, like, if I might go, he might do a video on the street, bro, like, just expose his whole life. Like, bro, I don't care, like, whatever gets likes right now. Because, bro, he really is a fucking, like, social media whore right now. All he wants is likes and views. That's all he wants,
and bro, he needs it. Like, he is, at this point, like, that's the only way he's gonna survive.
That's the only way he's gonna survive, bro. And, like, social media money, bro. Like, so, yeah, man, because, like, first of all, even if the world wasn't like this, bro, he can't go on tour. So, like, it's no, like, this is all he has, bro, forever. So that's, yeah, man, like, and it's so, we're only, like, 3 weeks removed from him coming out of jail?
Yeah.
Bro, I can't even wait to see what's going to happen in, like, 3 more weeks if he doesn't get that #1 record or a top 10 record next song. Because, again, I don't know if he has writers for him, bro, but, dude, if the next shit doesn't slap, it's going to be bad, bro. It's going to be, like, it'll be great for us for content, but it's going to be bad, bro.
He's like the it clown. It's so weird how these, like, clown analogies and everything are so true, because the it clown needed to feed off your fear, and the 100%. Minute you weren't afraid of him, this motherfucker was dead. So it's like Tekashi, like, the minute people just literally don't give a fuck about what he's doing, his career's gone. Like, he can't do anything unless he moves to fucking Argentina or some shit and starts doing reggaeton.
Yeah, dude. And what's funny is, like, apparently, like, out of the 51 million views, he got, like, 20 were, like, from overseas. I was like, damn, this motherfucker got overseas fans like that. So, again, it definitely rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like I wasn't the only one. But yeah, dude, let's pray for his ass, because, again, I think it's gonna be he's gonna lose his fucking mind if he's not able to do this shit, like, real soon.
Yeah.
But so he's dropping the song this Friday or next Friday?
I'm pretty sure it's this Friday.
Okay.
I'll have to double check. But either way, I set a reminder.
Okay. Yeah, we'll check that one out. But I know I'm excited for. I think Gunna is dropping an album on Friday too.
It is Friday, by the way.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, and I know Gunna is dropping a full-length album on Friday too. So I'm excited about that because Gunna has a couple recent songs. I think I did it last time, like Skybox. Like, yeah. I mean, I feel like Gunna's in that same like Don Toliver lane that like there's shit like a couple albums he dropped ago was trash, but like all his features are so fucking like classic level that you always just give him the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like, all right, bro, I'll give this one more chance. So I definitely want to see what Gunna drops on Friday.
Yes. I actually like him a whole lot more than Lil Baby. I know there's a lot of like comparisons and shit because I mean they're kind of like affiliated in a way, right?
I mean they have 2 albums together.
Yeah. But I don't know. I still haven't been able to get into Lil Baby shit that much. But Gunna, I mean more so it's been features, I will say, but I'm starting to warm up to his style and music in general.
Dude, but Lil Baby, dude, so there's been some like apparently he wants to get out of his label with QC because he was talking to someone like there's a reason why he didn't have that many features of people from his label. And dude, I think that if we go back to the Megan Thee Stallion thing, I think Roc Nation is trying to sign him because Jay-Z just released like a Tidal playlist of like Jay-Z's favorite tracks. Like like how Obama has like his favorite songs of the year, like Jay-Z just did his own like version of that. And bro, like out of the 25 songs, I think like 6 of them were Lil Baby. So like I wonder if this is his way of like saying, yo, come over here, dog, we'll take care of you.
That's funny you brought that up too, because I just watched Hello Yazin released another Dark Side video on Lil Uzi Vert, and he alluded to like Roc Nation being like these snakes, like kind of like Suge Knight, like, yo, do you want your fucking producer in your videos rubbing his hands and dancing and shit, like just trying to fucking convince him to come over and then put him in like some other crazy ass deal that they can never get out of.
I feel like they're not like I don't know, bro.
Not
if you think
360.
about it, dude, it has to be some kind of deal where like dude, I feel like Jay-Z gets very minimum and his focus is just like quantity, bro. Because dude, if you go down the fucking Roc Nation roster, bro, every genre, every artist is signed to that shit, bro. Like, yo, Shakira is signed to Roc Nation, bro. Like, yo,
we're signed to Roc Nation. We don't even know it.
Dude, like, yo, like, bro, like, everyone is signed to Roc Nation. So I really think his goal is, like, bro, I have the biggest and best management team. I'll fucking, like, it's almost like a fucking, like a pyramid scheme, bro. He's like, yo, I know what to tell these little minions what to do, and they'll go do it. And, like, even if I get just 5% of that, like, bro, like, I'm good.
That's still like 5% of the whole industry, basically.
Still, exactly. Dude, like, exactly. Because, like, even I think, like, Amazon, bro, like, I think their profit margins are fucking just, like, 0.15%. But, bro, 0.15% of, like, 1 trillion sales is still...
Yeah, every day, too.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's what I really think his business model is for Roc Nation. Because, bro, like, there's too many artists on that thing that, dude, no one has complained about Roc Nation, bro. Everyone's loving life. They have the Roc Nation brunch. They're fucking winning Grammys. So, bro, like, I think they just love it because, like, he gives them full control, gives them a budget. They keep probably, like, around 85% of their money. And he just gets, like, the small percentage. And he's like, yo, all good, bro. You're all with me. I'll take care of you. Because, bro, the shit he did, I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen the Yazin thing, but at least from what I heard, the Uzi Vert thing, bro, he just stepped in and was like, yo, you're with me now. Drama, go fuck yourself. Like, it was like, okay, like, that's
some shit like that. Yeah, and I heard Uzi, like, he, like, again, fucked over, like, his day ones for some reason, and, like, Jock bit some shit, like, he copied one of the rappers' concepts for his album or something. And then, Roc Nation swooped in and was like, yeah, it's all us now.
Yeah, dude, and the same thing with Megan Thee Stallion, bro. Like, she, like, I don't know where she has problem with her fucking label. So it's like, bro, like, yes, I really think, like, this is his way. So apparently Jay-Z's a fucking Lil Baby fan, bro, because I think he'll be signed to Roc Nation, like, in a couple weeks.
Nice.
All right, man. So before we dip, this is actually probably one of our best episodes in a while, so appreciate the content. What do you want to do for your Heat of the Week? I know you mentioned it might be a song off High Off Life album.
So off of Future's High Off Life album, my favorite track was Outer Space Bit.
Who's that with?
It's just him.
Oh, nice.
It's got a very, very smooth beat. It's not like anything that I think is going to be played on the radio, and probably not going to be a favorite for a lot of people.
Dude, what is the radio, first of all?
Yeah, true. I haven't listened to the radio literally in like 4 months or some shit.
Yeah,
maybe
all,
ever.
People aren't even in their cars anymore. So like, what is the radio?
Yeah, what is radio? That's a good point. I mean, where the fuck would I hear somebody ever at a party? Okay, I'll say at a party. Yeah. I want to hear somebody play this shit. But like, it bumps. It's a cool like mellow track you would listen to if you were driving somewhere. I'm gonna be driving to Orange County tonight, so I'm definitely gonna be playing this.
Nice.
But it's kind of the classic Future vibe I like, just trap, but has a chill atmosphere that you can like smoke or drink to, whatever.
Yeah.
And I immediately added to my playlist. I listened to it when I was on my staycation.
Nice.
It was one of those moments where I felt like I really do appreciate these quote unquote mumble rappers that people tend to talk shit about and hate, because they add a different vibe that, you know, your standard MC just can't. So that's my hit of the week. What is it? Outer Space B.
All right, but sorry about technical difficulties. I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to Max. But yeah, so my heat of the week, and I agree with your heat of the week. By the way, that definitely there's a lot of good songs on the Future album. That's definitely one of them. For me, it's also on the Future album. It's Too Comfortable. That's a fucking, I don't know. It just has a very melodic, perfect Future approach. The concept of the song is not difficult to understand. Too comfortable, literally telling any girl he's with, like, bitch, don't get too comfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like a million of you, and he has like 9 baby mamas. So I think he actually feels that way. So yeah, I think Too Comfortable is my hit of the week for sure. Like, I heard that one working out, and I was like, damn, yo, like, yeah, yo, don't get too comfortable either, dog.
As you're working out and trying to fucking get your 6-pack or maintain your 6-pack for the summer.
Yeah, maintain anything, bro. But yeah, that's my heat of the week. But I'm definitely looking forward to Gunna, and yeah, let's see what our boy Tekashi does on Friday as well. Nice. Bro, a lot of content. Thank God that ours did not get deleted, because that would have been fucking. If I was already pissed going into this shit, I was gonna be pissed.
You were catching a body tonight. Florida was gonna have one death not related to coronavirus.
Facts, bro. And I'd be like, "Yup, it was me, bro. It was me." All right, my brother. So what's the plan at OC? You're just going for the day? Is your family? Or?
We didn't really touch on it in the beginning, but I got my hair dyed. I don't know if you can see anything, but it's dark brown.
Yeah, it's not coming through at all.
Came to learn that, hence why I'm going to the OC again. I found out that I guess black hair can't really be dyed any lighter color without bleach. So basically,
really?
Like if you wanted to dye your hair pink, which you would never do unless you're trying to battle Tekashi or some shit, they would have to bleach your hair first which will turn it like blonde, and then they have to add pink dye to that bleached blonde hair. So it's like a 2-step process or something. It happened to my girl who actually got like pink highlights or some shit. So it's a whole different process.
Did you know this going in, or like the person did it for you was like, oh my bad, like we got to do this shit again?
So I knew it. No, I didn't know it going in. The first time she did it, it was almost like nothing changed, and I'm like, well, can you take the dye an extra step? Because if you bleach your hair, you have to like come back in every month and fucking get it maintained and everything. Whereas with the dye, it's like basically that color forever unless you shave your head.
Right.
And I was in the moment, I'm like, no, I don't really want to dye it and have to come back and pay like $70 and go to the OC. So I'm like, just dye it lighter. She did it in the moment, like in the light and everything. I think I was comfortable with it, but then like I literally went home and like nobody noticed the difference. I had to like fucking shine the light from my phone on my head to even like see it. I sent you a picture and you could vaguely see it, but I had to take that picture like in the sunlight at the right angle, because I was like, this nigga's gonna think I'm stupid if I just take this.
Yo, is this the before?
Yeah. So I knew you were gonna be like, yo, what is this dude's bugging? He's fucking colorblind or something. So I'm like, fuck all that. I downloaded this app that allows you to basically test different hair colors, and I decided on this like dark blonde / gold brown color that came out really nice. So
I mean,
I
that
told her,
picture of that guy that, like you said, that you kind of want to get to, that was like I
Yeah.
get that. Like, that made sense. So,
well, the girl made it all complicated. She's like, but technically, he has like gold tips, and your hair is not long enough for that and shit. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna go dark blonde or something that's like very obvious, but not like Bad Bunny shit where it's just kind of just in your face. So I hit her up. I'm like, yo, I need to come to you like within the next 5 days. So I'm going back down tonight so I could go back
so is
to
she
it.
charging you again though, or is this like, hey,
She
I
is,
talked
but
to
it's
the
like
first time?
it's basically like half the rate of what she normally charges for
Okay.
for bleaching and all that. So I'm like, whatever. And then I'm going to Vegas, or not Vegas, but Henderson, Nevada, which is, I don't know, like 30 minutes from Vegas, 20 minutes this weekend.
Nice.
With
Nice,
my
just for like another
couple of my
staycation
brothers.
there.
Yeah, a couple of my
Nice.
brothers and my girl. We just want to get away again. So not doing a whole lot except kicking it out the house and partying and stuff. So should
You
be
guys
fun.
have a house there though, or like you're renting Airbnb?
Airbnb.
Nice.
So we found like one sick one that wasn't too pricey, and they somehow allow pets. I hope they don't fuck it up. My brother has a big ass boxer dog.
But you're not bringing the cats though, right?
No, especially after how I heard my brother's dog behaved at the beach. Apparently, like he went at some dog's throat and shit. If he kills my
fuck
cats,
that.
I'll kill him. So
That's gonna be the end of that family reunion moving
Yep.
forward. So.
right, never look at that dog the same.
Dude, facts. All right, man. So definitely take pictures, and obviously, let's see how big's the group going to. So it's just what you have 3 brothers, right? Or
Well, I technically have 5, but only 2 of them are coming. So
okay.
2 brothers and then my girl.
All right, it's not a big. That's a chill group. It's not like 10 people, and you're like, damn, this really probably is not the best move. But like, yeah, like 4 people and a dog is dope.
Yeah.
Are there any like? Are you guys like planning like going hiking or some shit, or is just chilling at the crib?
Not really. To be honest, I don't think there's any like hiking locations nearby, but chill at the crib because it has like a pool and stuff.
Nice.
Obviously, like ordering a couple times, maybe watch a movie, and then enjoy the drive. Normally, I would never say that because no one typically likes driving, but I'm looking forward
Nah,
to
bro. It's
seeing
nice
different
to be in the
scenery.
car, bro.
Yeah, I love
100%,
being in the
bro.
car.
I went to pick up food like 3 weeks into this shit, and I was like, damn, I just missed driving, bro. Like, I wasn't even going anywhere scenic, so you're gonna see some scenic shit on your drive. So yeah, and I thoroughly understand exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. Hopefully, next week for both of us will be less stressful.
Yeah, dude. Pray for that. Hope everyone is having a better lockdown than we are in May. But fuck it, bro. I really just hope going into June, this shit's like not over, but bro, like some normalcy. And that, dude, we probably sound like such fucking bitches because like in hindsight, 3 months out of a year doesn't sound like terrible, but it's terrible, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, this shit is terrible, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I am so over this shit. So yeah, I really hope we can get some more outside events going, man. Because like, especially now, bro. Like, even like, dude, I do my family workouts, and we did it on the deck outside. It's like 66 degrees but sunny. I'm like, bro, I want to be outside for any fucking reason. Like, come on, like, just let me go outside, bro.
Right. Do you have the long weekend off for Memorial Day?
Yeah, I got Monday off. Yeah, so
Nice.
I got lucky long weekend. So, and I'm gonna be in New Jersey next week. So yeah, I'll be out there with my aunt. She asked me to stay an extra week, and I'm like, yo, I got nowhere to go, bro. So that's fine. I'll stay.
Nice.
All right, my dude. So another episode in the book, episode 29. It was all the stream. Hope you guys enjoy. I know our Instagram and Twitter are right here, so hit us up. And obviously our YouTube is available as always with multiple shorter clips now and longer full video of the episode. I hope you guys laugh when we have that random cutoff. So
I know we did. That shit was hilarious.
all right, my dude. Love you, man. Be safe, and definitely send me a picture of the hopefully blonder, browner hair.
For sure, man. Will do. And tune in.
Peace.
Peace.